Hello and welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, I'm Sonia and I'm a PhD student studying math, but I also happen to enjoy drawing. Today I'm going to do the 10 art styles challenge and I'm going to draw Barbara Gordon, or aka Batgirl. I'm using Procreate with the iPad Pro. Right now I'm drawing this style from the comic book Batgirl of Burnside. Hi, I'm just jumping in here while editing and I just want to let you know if you don't want to watch the whole drawing, because sometimes they're long, I'm going to put timestamps down below so you can just skip through and see what each one looks like if you want. I was mainly referring to the cover art for this Batgirl comic book, which was drawn by Cameron Stewart, but I also looked inside the comic book too, and I believe the art is by Babs Tarr. But sometimes comic books have multiple artists, each artist draws one or two chapters, and so, sometimes I get confused by who is drawing what. But anyway, I believe this is the style of Cameron Stewart and Babs Tarr. This was actually the last style I drew, which is why it looks like nighttime in the video right now, but the rest of the video was shot in daylight, so it'll look better. I just didn't want to delay filming this for another day because this was the last art style I needed to film, and I wanted the next day to be an editing day and an academic day, because today I didn't draw. I mean, today I didn't study at all. I just drew and used it as my day off from studying. I wanted to do the 10 art styles challenge since I kind of struggle with having my own art style, and I mostly just draw semi-realism since I think it's the easiest to draw. It's easier than realism, but there's less I guess decision making than drawing looking at something in real life and making a cartoon out of it. Even though cartoons look easy to draw, it's actually kind of hard to design the characters in a good way. So I thought this would be a good way to practice drawing different styles and to see what aspects of each style I like. Actually, before I started filming this, I thought it would take me 2 to 3 hours to draw everything, but I was super wrong. I think it actually took me 8 hours. My iPad went to almost 0% twice, and while I charged it, for some reason I decided it would be a good idea to practice playing the violin, and spoiler alert, it wasn't that good of an idea because my hand was super cramped by the end of the day. Anyways, for some reason, I found this style quite hard to draw. I drew the mouth 10 times. I cut it out of the video because it's pointless. And you can see me I'm trying to decide which mouth I like, and I put some options off to the side because I wasn't sure which one looked good. And I don't know what was so hard about this style to draw, because I actually drew the cover art before as practice and it looked fine, it looked like the cover art. But something is off about this drawing. I don't know if it's the lips or the nose maybe, or even maybe the head's too wide. I'm not sure. I just wasn't really happy with this result. And actually, this is the second time I attempt this art style, which is why it's in the nighttime. This was the first one I attempted in the morning, and I spent an hour drawing it, and I realized I hated it, and I just went on to the next one. So here's the finished Batgirl. I mean, as a drawing, it's fine, but I just don't think it looks exactly like the art style I was going for, but that's okay. The next style I'm doing is Disney, and I mean the Disney cartoon movies from the 90s. This is a really classic style, so I want to see what Batgirl would look like as a Disney heroine. Instantly, my favorite Disney movie growing up was The Little Mermaid, and she also had red hair, and for some reason I always liked the redheaded cartoon characters the most. I'm not sure why, since I don't myself have red hair. I found drawing her eyes the trickiest in this style. I didn't want her to be wide-eyed like a lot of the Disney princesses, since I think it kind of gives the illusion of being fragile and innocent, and I don't think Batgirl's fragile at all. But I also didn't want to make her look evil because she's not a villain. And I used this picture of Bella as a reference to kind of get the eye shape. And another thing I found a little bit tricksy in the Disney style was that the line art had a consistent weight, and just naturally how I draw, like, the lines get thinner and thicker and whatever. So I think I didn't make it exactly all one consistent weight, but I tried my best. But overall, I think she turned out pretty cute in this style. What do you think? Next up is the cartoon being Puppycat. Yay! This is one of my favorite cartoons, and I watched the whole series probably 4 or 5 times. Like, it's super cute, and it's good for cheering up if you're in a grumpy mood. But it's not just like 100% fluff. The storyline is also great, and I think the ending is super cool. When I was trying to draw this style, I noticed that the line art was also like one consistent weight, so I tried to do that. And then I noticed the colors are pretty muted, so I tried to do the same in my drawing. Actually, I didn't notice that right away, so right now the colors are kind of dark and saturated, but I'm gonna change that in a second. I think Batgirl turned out super cute in this style, and it was really fun to draw. Yeah, I just like being Puppycat. Number 4 is Sailor Moon. I loved Sailor Moon as a child, and I still think it's a great show, so I had to include this one. I mostly use Black Lady as a reference, and I put her in the top right hand corner, but I also used some other references, so I put one in there as well. As you can see, this is another anime style, and as in most animes, the eyes are larger than they are in real life. The way the bangs are drawn in Sailor Moon is also quite distinct. Like, you can see Black Lady's bangs, lots of them look like that. But unfortunately I wasn't able to draw those since Batgirl has a hat, so you can't really see the top part of her hair. This style also has a thin and consistent line art, which was a challenge to me, but I think I did okay. I think it looks good. I'm quite happy with how she turned out. Number 5 is Animal Crossing New Horizons. When I first got this game back in March, I didn't realize the whole world would be playing it at this point, but I guess here we are. This was really fun to draw because I had to translate a 3D object into a 2D drawing, which I like doing. I inserted the references I used on the side there. So the top one, I tried to draw her hair like this girl's hair, and I used the eyes and nose of the bottom girl. I guess they both have the same nose. As you can see, their hands are just spheres, which is kind of funny, and it's quite easy to draw. And they also have large round heads, not quite spherical, and small bodies. There are many different eye, nose, and mouth shapes humans can have in this game, but the ones I put on Batgirl are the same as the ones my character has, because those are the ones I just like the most. And I think she looks pretty cute. What do you guys think? Next up is Adventure Time. Adventure Time's a show I've been watching on and off for a lot of years, so I've never actually watched all of the episodes, but I really like the silliness and the cuteness of the characters. Even though it looks like super easy to draw, and maybe it is for people who are used to drawing it, for some reason I found it really hard to draw her arms in this noodly way, and I didn't know where the arms connected to the torso, and it was kind of tricky for me. I don't know, but I think she turned out pretty cute as an Adventure Time Batgirl. Next up is the style of the manga artist Arina Tanemura. I hope I said that correctly. I actually forgot to film my sketch of this, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So maybe she's not as well known, but I really wanted to draw her because as a teenager I loved her work so much. I thought it was the best anime design there was. Maybe if you don't know the name, you do know some anime or mangas she wrote. So she wrote Full Moon Osagashite. It's probably the most famous. That's really good anime, but it's kind of sad. And she also wrote Gentleman's Alliance Cross. I have that whole manga set. And there are some others that I can't think of right now. So her style, I think it's really girly and whimsical. The characters tend to have giant eyes, as I drew here. And the hair is really flowy. Kind of looks sparkly. She likes to include lots of flowers and stuff. I'll put a picture of her style in the corner, but I think it's a really beautiful style. This was one of the last drawings I was doing, so I was kind of tired You can see it's like nighttime in this video. So I don't think I did the hair justice as she would do it, but I just like I just wanted a break. Number 8 is The Simpsons. This is a really iconic cartoon style, and I guess an iconic cartoon. So I wanted to draw Batgirl in it. I also wanted to do The Simpsons because they always seem to have like cameos of people in it, and maybe they even had Batgirl in an episode, I don't know. So I wanted to draw her in that style. And this was pretty fun to draw, and I thought she looks funny, but like I still think she looks good in this style, but she looks kind of funny, and her mouth reminds me of like a beak. Like she kind of looks like a bird to me, especially because of her hat. When trying to draw the Simpsons version of Batgirl, I was using Marge and Lisa as a reference. Number 9 is DragonballZ. I just had to include one more anime in here because I used to love anime so much. DragonballZ and Sailor Moon, I think, were the first animes I watched. They were on YTV in Canada every Friday, and I would get super pumped for the DragonballZ fights. Like, for example, it would be like someone was fighting Majin Buu, and like the whole week I would get excited to watch that on Friday. And I remember one time in kindergarten, this girl told me Dragon Ball Z is for boys, and it made me kind of sad because I love the show so much. But it doesn't matter, it's not for boys or girls, it's for anyone. So I thought it was kind of hard to draw her in this style. Like, I think I couldn't get the eyes right and the head shape. Number 10, the last one. This is Powerpuff Girls. It's a really iconic style, so I wanted to do it, and I thought she would look cute in it, but actually, I think she looks kind of strange. You'll see at the end. And this was kind of tricky for me to draw. I don't know why. I think when the proportions are skewed, I have trouble with it because I'm just used to drawing like stuff from real life and drawing how it is. So I never know like where things connect, like where the head connects to the body and blah blah blah. But like she looks okay, she looks not bad. But this was probably my least favorite of the 10, which is why I put it last. What do you think of Powerpuff Girl, Batgirl? So here are the 10 Batgirls. I probably think the Sailor Moon version or the Being Puppycat version is my favorite, but I don't mind the Simpsons version and the Disney one. What about you guys? If you like any of them, let me know in the comments down below. I'd be happy to hear. If you don't like any of them, then that's okay too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again. I'm gonna try and keep making more art-themed videos. And if you want to make a girl's day, click the like button. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.